Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
You have 5 minutes, and then there may be questions. Yeah.
Thank you, Councillor. Local 416, the Toronto Civic Employees Union represents over 7,000 workers in the City of Toronto. This includes members of Oasis Women's Shelter, Yorktown Family Services, OnWave Energy, Toronto Ports, Transportation, Water Service, Corporate Fleet, Parks, Forestry and Rec, Paramedics and EMS, Solid Waste, Parking Authority, Animal Services, Toronto Seniors Housing, and Toronto Community Housing. Simply put, our members are proud to work in this city and provide the critical services that make this city livable, clean, moving, and safe. I'm Domenic Maugeri, the treasurer of the local, and with me is VP Ted Avelis and Richard Jenkins from Abacus Data, who assisted us in surveying our members and the public about this budget and the state of city services. Our members share the concerns about the city we live, work, and play in. Years of underinvesting in the city, both on the capital and operating sides, have resulted in continuous and new challenges. Local 416 members have watched the hard work of our mayor and city council and want to recognize the steps taken prior to this budget cycle to ensure that it will not only be a fix for the city's fiscal cycle, but also investment in critical service areas. The mayor and council's commitment to housing is especially exciting, as on a personal note, that's where my job is and where I started in the city 25 years ago. That company is near and dear to my heart and gave me a start in life, and I will always defend it, along with the members that work there and in all of Local 416. The leadership of 416 took a comprehensive approach to budget consultations this cycle. We conducted a survey of our members to really dig into the values and positions on the state of the city. The results are compelling, and I'd like to highlight what the public and our members said. Like most Canadians at this time, the affordability crisis is the #1 issue. More than half believe city services are getting worse. A majority would welcome new revenue to enhance services, including a higher tax increase. I would like to amplify the affordability issue, as it's not as simple as dollars and cents. There are many outcomes from this current fiscal reality we find ourselves in. One of the primary concerns for the city as a large employer is recruitment and retention of workers. Listening to each division over the last few days, highlighting and being clear that the city is no longer the draw it once was for employment. It raises the question if our city is becoming an incubator for talent, where staff receive the experience and go to the private sector or another neighboring municipality. There was a time when I started with the city and there would be 1,000 applicants for a dozen jobs, and it no longer seems to be the case. We need to invest in the worker the same way we do in tech and infrastructure. As emergency response times are getting longer and longer and city programs canceled due to staffing shortages, retention of the worker should be priority for council in '24. We've also completed surveys of Toronto residents, and those results are consistent with what our members are saying. Investment and reinvestment in public services is critical, and that means reinvesting in workers. The public supports the services delivered by municipal workers. The fiscal crisis cannot be fixed by contracting out or asset sale. It requires that workers view the city as a career instead of a stepping stone to another job elsewhere. This problem is not unique to Toronto. For example, the Association of Municipalities of Ontario has started a multi-year project to address recruitment and retention in municipalities across the province. What is unique is Toronto is losing its shine as the top employer in the most prosperous area of the country. This situation, coupled with the general increase in cost to live in the city, is leaving our members to make difficult decisions about a career with the city. Everyone may have forgotten, but we haven't at Local 416 that just a few short years ago we called these workers heroes, sacrificing after our Prime Minister told everybody to stay home and wait to see how dangerous this pandemic will be. Our members didn't have that luxury. They showed up day 2 of the pandemic and didn't wait it out safely in their homes like most. I ask everyone to remember that when making your decisions on this budget. That being said, on behalf of our members, I want to thank you for this opportunity and leave you with some direction from them and what is required of this budget. Fiscal security, the deal with the province and hopefully the federal government takes the city partway there. We all need to do our part where we can. This means looking at revenue tools like most Torontonians agree with. Keep the focus on affordability, focus on housing and enhancing city services, while still supporting our most marginalized residents should be a priority as well. Budgets are about choices, and now is the time for you to show Toronto the commitment to the future of the city by reinvesting in services and retain the worker who provides that vital service. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions? Councillor Sachs, did you have a question for the deputy?
Yes, thank you very much for your deputation and, of course, for all the work that your members do for the city. What do you see, given the city's financial crisis, which you know all about, what do you think are the most important steps the city can take to improve retention of the skilled people that make this city run?
So I do know that our team, being partners with the city, has many conversations with division heads. I don't want to get into the confidentiality of some of those, but they do have solutions that have already begun on retaining workers. What I ask is that they look at other municipalities, and is it the draw and the cost of losing somebody? There are many reports you can look up. The cost of simply HR replacing that person if they're not comparable to a neighboring municipality. And is that retention enough in pay or in other ways to keep them here? It's a beautiful city, it's number one. I love it, I'll always defend it. But I've never seen something I've seen in this day where people have left. I've seen resignations, and they're telling me they're going to neighboring municipalities where it may be the fact that the pay is not comparable or that the effort of the work is not the same in the amount of work they get in Toronto.
Okay, are there any other questions for the deputy? Seeing none, thank you so, oh, sorry. Hit
Thanks for
that hand up fast.
Thanks for coming in. I know we have a lot of deputies today, so I'm not gonna go on and on. But remind me, is there a decrease to 416 service in our budget? I don't think so.
Say again, Councillor?
There is no decrease to 416 workers in our budget.
Not that I've seen. From my look, there is some enhancements, 2 different divisions, but it'll be up to the divisions on how they deploy that 3 to what I've seen, some 10% increase, no.
Okay, thank you.
Good.
Okay, and seeing no others, that's it then. Thank you so much for coming.